أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Dear respected parents, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Fatima Yusuf, and my topic is the trust in your care, understanding the rights of your children in Islam. Thank you for taking the time to be here today. Today, I stand before you to talk about what parents owe their children. We are here to discuss one of the most sacred trusts, amana, Allah has placed upon your shoulders, the comprehensive rights of your children in Islam. This talk isn't about creating rebellious children. It's about raising righteous, confident, and emotionally whole Muslims who will inshallah be your sadaqat jariyah and your ticket to Jannah. Let's begin by framing this not as a cultural duty, but as a divine command. Number one, the foundation. Children as an amana, not a possession. In Islam, the child is not the property of a parent. They are not an extension of our ego or a means to fulfill our unrealized dreams. Allah says in the Quran, wealth and children are the adornment of the life of this world. Quran 18, verse 46. They are a beautiful adornment, a test, and most importantly, an amana, a trust from Allah. We will be held accountable for this trust on the day of judgment. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, every one of us is a shepherd and is responsible for his flock. Sahih al-Bukhari and Sahih Muslim. We are the shepherds of our children. Number two, the rights to a righteous beginning, pre-birth and birthrights. Your responsibility begins even before your child is born. The rights to a righteous spouse. The first right of a child is to have a mother and father who chose each other for the sake of Allah, upon piety and good character. This is the foundation of a righteous lineage and stable loving home. The rights to life. Islam fiercely protects the life of a child. The Quran is clear in the condemning of the practice of pre-Islamic Arabia of burying infant girls alive. In our context, this translates to a firm prohibition against abortion for any other reason than the most severe, life-threatening medical necessities. The rights to a good name. The first tangible gift you can give your child is their name. A good name is the first part of their identity. The Prophet, peace be upon him, taught us to give good, meaningful names. It is the right of a child not to be burdened with a name that is embarrassing, meaningless, or carries a negative connotation. Number three, the material and emotional rights, from infancy to adolescence. The rights to sustenance, nafaqah. This is a legal obligation. Providing halal food, shelter, clothing, and healthcare is not an option. It is a fard obligation. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, it is a sufficient sin for a man to neglect whom he is responsible for. Abu Dawood. Let's think beyond just halal. Let's strive for tayyib, the good and the pure. Our source of income matters for their spiritual well-being. The rights to love and affection. This is a profound moral right. The Prophet, peace be upon him, was a magnificent example of this. He would play with children, kiss his grandsons Hassan and Hussein, and carry them on his shoulders. He showed immense compassion. Brothers, this is for fathers too. Our children, both sons and daughters, have the right to our physical affection, warm hugs, and our verbal expressions of love. This is not a Western concept, it is the Sunnah. This emotional security is what builds their self-worth and their understanding of Allah's mercy. The rights to justice and fair treatment between siblings. This is a critical right that is often overlooked. The Prophet, peace be upon him, warned us explicitly about showing favoritism. He said, "Fear Allah and be just between your children." Sahih al-Bukhari and Sahih Muslim. Favoritism, whether based on gender, age, or ability, sows seeds of lifelong resentment, jealousy, and breaks family bonds. The right to the ultimate right. This is not just about providing halal food. It's about building their character. The right to Islamic education. This is a critical right that is also overlooked. This isn't just about teaching them how to pray or recite the Quran. It's about nurturing their love for Allah and His Messenger. It's about teaching them the meaning behind their actions. It's about making the deen a living, breathing, joyful part of their existence, not a restrictive set of rules. We cannot limit this to mosques or Islamic schools alone. Let's practice it in our homes, our conversations, and most importantly, our examples. The right to moral guidance. We are obligated to instill in them honesty, integrity, kindness, resilience, and patience. We teach them by catching them doing good and praising them, and by gently correcting them when they err. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, told us that we should teach our children prayer at the age of 7 and gently discipline them when they neglect it by 10. Notice the progression: teaching first, then gentle discipline. It's about nurturing them, not breaking their spirits. The right to Islamic education. It is a very critical example. The right to choose their spouse is also part of this. Our children have the right to choose their partner. Forcing our sons or daughters into marriage against their will is a grave violation and injustice towards their Islamic rights. The right to the breaking cultural context. We must have the courage to confront our cultural practices that violate these rights. Pressuring children solely to become or engineers while neglecting their deen and mental well-being is not Islamic. Using harsh words, physical abuse that leave marks, or emotional blackmail to control them is not from the Sunnah. Prioritizing family reputation over child happiness is deviation. Islam came to elevate mercy over all cultural and traditional contexts. My dear brothers and sisters, upholding these rights is not a one-way street. Once we fulfill these obligations, we earn immense rewards. We earn the pleasure of Allah. We create a home filled with rahmah, mercy, and compassion. We raise children who are confident, emotionally secure, and grounded in their faith. We ensure that they respect and love us out of genuine affection, not just as a duty. And most beautifully, the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Once we die, our deed stops except for 3 things, one of which is a righteous child who prays for them." By giving them their rights today, we are in fact securing our hereafter. We are investing in a dua that will continue to reach us long after we are gone. Let's live here today, not with a sense of burden, but with a renewed sense of faith. Let's recommit to this sacred amana. Let's be the parents our children deserve and the parents Allah has commanded us to be. Let's start by going home tonight, giving our children a hug, telling them we love them for the sake of Allah, hug them and ask them about their day and really listen. For in these small moments, we create a divine trust. وَجَزَاكُمُ اللَّهُ خَيْرًا وَالسَّلَامُ عَلَيْكُمْ وَرَحْمَةُ اللَّهِ وَبَرَكَاتُهُ.